When the Cleveland Browns advised rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders to stay away from the chaos unfolding in East Cleveland, they expected compliance. Instead, Sanders made a choice that instantly sent shockwaves through the NFL. He ignored the team's instructions, looked them in the eye, and said, "God told me to go." Then he did exactly that. He walked into a fire zone, not for publicity, but to stand with the people in their darkest hour. This wasn't just any fire. On June 23rd, a devastating explosion tore through the Rainbow Terrace apartments in Garden Valley, displacing more than 100 residents and claiming the life of Cordell Sheffield, a man who re-entered the flames to save his stepchildren. The destruction was immense, the grief heavy, and the healing non-existent. And while most NFL rookies were laser-focused on training camp or brushing up media skills, Shedeur Sanders was planning something entirely different. Sanders, a newcomer to Northeast Ohio, wasn't even in town when it happened. But the moment he learned about the tragedy, he felt compelled to respond. Not with a tweet, not with a donation, but with presence. Authentic, human presence. That's when the Garden Valley Fun Fest was born. In just 5 days, he orchestrated a full community event. No big sponsors, no PR teams. Just a quarterback and his determination to bring hope where devastation had taken root. And here's what makes it even more powerful. He stayed. For hours. He threw footballs with kids. He laughed, hugged, played, and connected. This wasn't about optics. It was about healing. While ESPN was busy featuring rookies in suits walking red carpets, Shedeur was in Garden Valley, knee-deep in a community trying to rise from the ashes. Still, the story isn't without controversy. Critics argue this could be a calculated PR move, a way for Sanders to win over Cleveland before he even wins a job. The Browns' quarterback room is packed. Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel are all in the mix. Some think Shedeur might be playing chess, building fan loyalty in case he doesn't win the spot outright. But even if there's strategy involved, the impact was real. The people of Garden Valley felt seen. And according to Councilman Richard Starr, every displaced resident had housing by the time of the event. So this wasn't just charity. It was a celebration of resilience, a spark of joy after loss. What stood out most was Sanders' refusal to treat this like a photo op. Eyewitnesses said he engaged deeply, asked questions, remembered names. He didn't pretend to understand their pain, he acknowledged it. And in a league that often sees athletes detached from their new cities, Shedeur's hands-on approach is refreshing. Of course, there's another layer. Being the son of Deion Coach Prime Sanders comes with scrutiny. Shedeur grew up with access, attention, and advantages most people will never know. So when he shows up in East Cleveland, skepticism is natural. But what won people over wasn't a shared background. It was his genuine presence. He didn't posture. He didn't preach. He simply showed up and said, "I see you." And that's why this moment matters. The NFL is a machine. It values control, predictability, discipline. Teams want players to follow the blueprint, especially rookies. Sanders tore up that blueprint before his first snap. If he's willing to ignore team advice for what he believes is right, what happens when bigger issues arise? Will he stay silent when told? Or will he speak up again? Consequences be damned. That's the question facing the Browns now. Because this act of defiance might have won hearts in Cleveland, but it also sets a precedent. Shedeur isn't going to be another yes-man quarterback. He's going to lead with conviction. That can be beautiful or complicated. And for Cleveland, that might be exactly what they need. A city that's been beaten down by disappointment could use a quarterback who doesn't just show up on Sundays, but shows up when it counts. Shedeur Sanders might not just be fighting for a roster spot, he might be fighting to reshape what leadership in the NFL looks like. This wasn't just a community event, it was a mission, a message. A rookie drawing a line in the sand and saying, "I'm not here to blend in, I'm here to make a difference." Whether that difference happens on the field or in the lives of those he touches, only time will tell.